You're listening to The Real Estate Ride. Make sure to subscribe and enjoy the show.
I've got Jay and Annie Adkins with me here today. I'm excited to chat with them. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. Thanks.
Doing very well. Thank you, Neil. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for making time. I appreciate it. I don't get one, I get both. That's double time. So I appreciate you both for making the time. All right, I'm going to ask two. I'm going to start with this question, then I'll follow up with one right after. We all got started in real estate somewhere, somehow. How did both of you independently get started in real estate?
Well, we actually got started in real estate together.
Yeah, they're right.
Like together.
That was an easy one. All right, well then, how'd you guys get started?
Well, we bought our first house in our mid-20s. And before that, I had no intention of ever buying a house or getting married or having the 4 children that we have now. But, life changes. And so we did get married and had our first child. And then I decided, okay, I want to buy a house for us to live in. I was working as a bartender, and Annie was doing management for a video company. And so we saved up our money and bought our first house, and that was our first property. Shortly after that, we had a couple more kids. House was now too small.
Yep.
We wanted them to each have their own bedroom. But I didn't want to sell the house because it was the house that I grew up in. Actually, my parents sold it as soon as I moved out, pretty much. They skipped town.
Yeah.
Didn't tell me where they were going.
Oh, that is so not true.
Drop a postcard, right? Yeah.
I had to skip trace them to find them.
That's not true.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wouldn't that be the greatest I learned how to script trace story of all time?
Tried to find my
Yes.
license, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's
So no, they moved to Michigan, where my family's originally from, my mom's side, and they lived in Florida, so they're going back and forth. And sold the house in Ohio. We ended up buying it back from the people they sold it to, and I just said, I want to keep it.
Yeah.
And so we started saving our money again, bought our next house. We were able to qualify to have 2 houses, and I got hooked as soon as I got the first rent check.
Yeah, that was it.
I was like, these guys are going to pay off our mortgage, and we made over $300 a month cash flow.
Yeah.
So
It had to be a heck of a feeling, yeah.
Right.
Instantly hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was your first entry point into real estate from there. Now, how did you two decide, all right, let's do this again. Let's do more.
Right. Well, we went to the bank and tried to do more the traditional way, and they're like, you're no longer qualified for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually went to high school with a gentleman that is in real estate, started out residential. He's now in commercial these days, but he was doing a lot of rental properties and didn't want to keep all of them. So we talked to him about doing some lease options.
Yep.
And then, so we acquired 4 or 5 additional properties that way.
Very
the local
quickly.
guy real quick and was renting those out for, I think our required cash flow at that point was $200 or $300 a month.
Yeah.
So we had 4 or 5 of those, and things were good until they weren't.
Until they weren't. All right, but I'll get to that in a second. Tell me, how did you go from one rental to lease options? A lot of people don't even know what lease options are. How did you fill that gap in with knowledge?
So, interestingly enough, Neil, there was no internet at that time.
Which is a strange concept for children to believe.
It's totally foreign. Yeah, I know. It's like that's almost like saying, there was a time where you didn't fly in airplanes.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Like there was AOL, but you had to hook it up, go make breakfast, and then when you came back, you were online.
Yeah, you've got mail. Mm-hmm. I remember.
But no, I went to the library,
Yeah.
and I started checking out books. And thank you, Robert Allen. We're now friends with him, but I got his book, Nothing Down, in the 2000s. And so I learned about creative deal structure that way.
And pulled it in that way. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Books, reading books.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to hear back the old days, right? When you actually had to, like, it wasn't just right there on your phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To go to the
Exactly.
library and
Yeah.
look in the card catalog.
Yeah.
And occasionally like talk to a human, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I got a book, lease option book at the library that an attorney wrote, and he actually put all of his forms in there.
So good.
And so I ripped them to my desktop. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. But yeah, that's I was armed and dangerous.
Yeah. Enough to get out and take action. So things were good until they weren't. Walk me through the story then.
All right. Well, Jay and I had I think 6 rentals at that time from lease options, dealing with the renter or the real estate individual that we knew from high school.
Yeah.
We had our own personal property and then our second house that we were renting out as well. And my husband used to have a really bad drinking problem and liked to drink a lot and then get behind the car.
Behind the wheel?
Behind the wheel of the car and drive.
Yeah.
So, long story short, he got arrested for his 4th or 5th DUI.
Again. Yeah. Arrested again.
When he got arrested, shortly after he was arrested, I found out that I was pregnant with our 4th daughter. And my company said, "You've been a great team player up until this point, but now we don't think that you will be. So sayonara to you." So we both were unemployed and we had 3 small children at home. And Jay went to rehab and
Well, I went to jail first. Let's be clear.
and then he went to rehab. And Chase came knocking on the door because we were in adjustable rate mortgages at that time. And this was pre-foreclosure time, but barely pre-foreclosure.
Yep.
And we had no equity.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we did real estate a little differently then than we do now based on our experiences.
Yeah.
But so we lost everything. Everything went to foreclosure. We gave back the ones that we could to the individual that we knew from high school. And he was thankfully very accepting of that and easy to deal with because they were rented. So he really just took over the properties that we had the people in place for. Thank goodness, because, when you're in your late 20s, early 30s with 4 small children and literally no place to go, the sticker was put on the door and we were going to be homeless in January in Ohio, which is not good ever, but definitely not then.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounded to me like you had 2 things going on there, right? Personal and let's call it professional, to put it in a box, right? And I know you guys are smiling and lighthearted today about the personal side of things, and that's only because you've climbed a mountain. Yeah.
Absolutely. Things were definitely not happy then. That's for sure. And I mean, the story is elaborate. Don't let me we'll have to fill you in on the details when we have more time, but yeah.
Maybe at a high level, how did you get your way, climb that mountain to the success and sobriety that you possess today? But for somebody who's in a similar spot or has a spouse, maybe Annie has a spouse in a similar spot, I guess, what words of wisdom or what can you share to those folks?
Well, from my perspective, I had to focus first of all on me personally, because obviously my personal life was shambles and that affected my business life. Everything fell apart because my personal life fell apart. So that's why we're very adamant about people that we talk to and work with, that, you have to have your personal foundation set firmly so that you can grow your business and yourself personally at the same time. And so I really focused on me first, I went to meetings. That's what worked for me.
Yeah.
I went to a treatment facility and I just stayed out of anywhere that served alcohol really for the first year. I didn't go to even grocery stores or gas stations inside. I wouldn't go in. Anyone having parties with alcohol, I would not attend. We owned a DJ company at the time as well. We had just started that off and I subbed all of that work out. I would not go. So I just set myself up to focus on me first. But then immediately after I had about 90 days in, then I was like, okay, not only do I have to focus on me, but my family too. Like, we're not going to have anywhere to live.
Yeah.
So started doing some side jobs for a large commercial investor, and he saw my skills. I was able to rehab our first 5 houses. Annie and I did it together. So I had a lot of skills that I built up, and I did work for him. And he gave me an opportunity to say, hey, what else can you do? And I said, well, my passion is like fixing houses up and renting them or selling them. And so that's what we decided to do. So he helped us move into our first flip together. We actually moved in with our kids in a house totally destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, I just did the kitchen and a bath so that we could live there.
Yep.
And pipes froze and the ceiling fell in the day we were moving in. So it was interesting from day one, but we made it through, and we did many deals with him until we were able to turn things around and then start doing stuff on our own again.
So coming off the foreclosure situation, this is where you got connected with him, ended up getting this fix and flip that you moved into so you could work on it and live there at the same time. So you had a place to live in the harsh Ohio winter.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you did what I hear you saying is you did what was required of you at the time, which was partner with somebody for joint benefit to get yourself into a financial position where you were like, excellent. Now it's time for you guys to graduate from that partnership, if you will, move on and do it together, the two of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that's
exactly
tremendous.
right.
You know, a lot of people I think see partnerships in some cases, you know, the right partnerships are where 1 + 1 = 3, right? And sometimes wrong partnerships, 1 + 1 doesn't even equal 1, right?
Yeah.
So when you find those, not only did you have it with somebody else, but clearly you have it with each other, right? I suspect you have complementary skill sets when you go in to do a project.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Very much so.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are at a spot where it's time to go do things on your own. What does that look like?
So we were able to get bank qualified again, after 3 years.
Yep.
And so we started purchasing some rentals. By then, the market had officially crashed. You're talking 09, 10. And so we are buying houses for very, very cheap here in Ohio, and then fixing them up and turning them into rentals.
Okay.
So we started building our rental portfolio again.
Got
Yes. And we actually did that using our own credit and the banks. But then we also found a house that was good for the 6 of us and did a lease option on that. So we were still working our creative finance.
Yeah. Yes.
And honing those skills.
Yeah. So sooner or later on a traditional bank line, you're going to run out of money. The way they underwrite, you either have to move to commercial financing for additional properties, or get outside of a bank. Did you guys end up running into that, or what did you do?
We did.
Yeah.
We ran into that again shortly after, 3 or 4. The bank's like, you don't make enough money on paper, and you don't have enough, it's just too much of a concern for us. So then we looked into, like I said, some creative financing deals that we continue to do, and some hard money and private money lenders that we were making some relationships with. So in addition to the commercial guy that started us off back on our feet, we made some more connections in the small town that we live in, and Jay got his real estate license, so things were kind of moving in that direction as well.
Yep. Annie had her mortgage license. We really dove into the real estate industry because we wanted to learn, what did we do wrong? And we figured out that, adjustable rate mortgages weren't the best option for us with no equity in the deal. So we changed our deal structure. And then we have taken over so many properties from sellers that honestly, they were going to be in our situation.
Right.
They were going to lose their house to foreclosure or lose it for repairs not done by the city, getting the code violation fees piling up every month.
Yep.
And so we really wanted to target other distressed sellers that were similar to us that just didn't know what to do or how to get help for themselves. And so we would go in and consult with them and make a win-win where we could take over their property, We paid their mortgage. We're responsible for the repairs and insurance and all of that. And it was a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. So when you say pay their mortgage, are you describing a sub two?
Yes.
Is that where we're going here? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really focused on helping others in the situation that we were in so that they didn't lose everything that they had. And we really, focus our entire business to this day, even on helping others and making sure that they're solid in their stuff and making it a win-win for everybody. Because back when we lost all of our stuff, that was pre-foreclosure era. Just barely, but still at the same time. So nobody knew anything. You know what I mean? Nobody knew anything that could help us. Nobody knew what we needed to do versus what we should have done in the first place.
Right.
So education and helping others so that they didn't end up in the same spot was really our goal.
Exactly. So it's not just education and helping others from not only from the spot of a homeowner standpoint, your ability to help somebody out of a unique, a terrible situation that they may be in individually, but it's also helping investors as well get educated and build a foundation, solid foundation. And so because you've lived the path of an investor, you've learned some things along the way, right? I'd say that gray hair, but Jay's got no hair. So you're older and you're wiser, right?
There's some gray.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of my gray hair. So
talk to me about how you help other investors.
So we focus a lot on newer investors or people that want to learn a different aspect of real estate investing. And so we will have people join our mastermind group, and we really focus on helping them build a sustainable plan for themselves personally and their business. As far as, okay, where are you now? Where do you want to go? And then what are the steps to get there? Not just with your business, but your personal life too.
Yeah, to design a lifestyle that they want to live, and not just a business, but the whole gamut of everything.
I like that. And here's the reason why. A lot of people I've seen, investors, get into this business, and before you know it, that tail is wagging the dog.
Right.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, they've got this monster type of thing, and they don't know which direction they're even going. They didn't design it on purpose. So I love that ability to design your life on purpose, and then your business, fuels that purpose.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's been very rewarding. Part of the reason why that we implemented that too is because, obviously I said my personal life with the drinking, but even after I quit drinking, that was great and everything. But I replaced drinking with working, right? And so now I'm working 29 out of 30 days a month, and I'm doing it for my family, quote unquote, right? To give them what I feel that they need. But they weren't getting their dad, or Annie wasn't getting her husband. And sometimes that's hard to see on your own. And Annie made it very clear that I can get what I'm getting from you, I can get in a monthly paycheck in the mail.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh God, okay. I hear that message. Right. So I need to change. Some things need to change. And that is when we personally joined a mastermind group at that time.
Yeah.
And similarly focusing on, how do you excel in your business, but how do you do it working less hours? Right.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think what a lot of people don't quite understand is that addiction manifests itself in very different ways. And I live that. Annie knows a little about my story. I've lived that from a work standpoint to the spot where my wife is like, that's it.
Yeah.
At wit's end, essentially. And I lived it telling myself the same thing, Jay, doing it for my family.
Yeah.
And that they don't, all they really want is a dad, is a husband, is a time, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I commend you guys for facing that, taking it face on, and then having to make a change, and knowing that oftentimes it requires going external to plug into other things, to find a new way to live life and live off on your terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as entrepreneurs, I think the biggest thing is kind of finding that balance, because you really want to succeed and you really want to hit these goals for your business.
Right.
And sometimes, everybody hears of a hustle period, but that hustle period has to have an ending period, or there is no reason for the hustle, right?
Correct.
I mean, it just boils down to that. And time is the most precious commodity, and money can come and go. And that's what we painstakingly went through.
Yeah.
For a couple.
I'm in Iowa. I said there's times to plant the seeds. There's times to reap that harvest, right?
Absolutely.
When you go through this period of seasons, I'm with you. It doesn't, you're not harvesting all the time. You're not planting all the time. There needs to be an ebb and flow there. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Okay. So, looking forward from, we're just, the second month of 23. So looking forward, what's this year look like for you guys, both in the buying property business and then also helping other investors?
Absolutely. We have several projects that we're finishing up from last year still, because my husband took a challenge saying that someone told us that we couldn't find deals, or that they couldn't find deals in our area. So he was convinced that to prove them wrong, and we did. But
so I bought 24 properties in 6 months.
So now we're playing catch up, which tends to happen.
Yeah.
But once those are done, and then we can kind of take a break. And at the same time, we're focusing on building our coaching program up some more and helping others with the mastermind level that we have, as well as offering some group coaching starting this year. So it's a new realm of coaching for us, but we feel like we do it all the time anyway, because of the people that ask us questions and come to us for some advice. So it's just an even, real easy transition into some group coaching as well. So we're going to build that out to offer some more possibilities for helping even more people.
Yeah, no, that's terrific. Well, wonderful.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Neil. I was going to say we started buying Airbnbs as well about a decade ago. We're probably pretty early in the game.
Yes, I'd say so.
So now we're expanding that more, not just in Florida, but we're starting to do it here in Ohio as well.
Yeah.
And so we're having fun getting those ready to test out a few different areas.
That'll be exciting. We need to, we'll need to do another one of these in a year and touch base on the Airbnb, because I keep saying every year the calendar rolls by. I'm like, this is the year I do one, and we just get so busy doing, our commercial business, doing other things that I just never end up adding one. The other things just end up always taking priority. So I'm curious as to when you start doing a new one in your own backyard, if you will, how that comes together. So certainly there's some things I and the audience can learn from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So far, we're just not remotely.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to be close by. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. There's pros and cons to it. Is there not?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys. I've got single family rentals still. We're selling a number of them. Hopefully we'll be out of them here in the next 90 days, almost all of them. And so I find myself on things that are in my backyard, driving out of the way to not see them, because inevitably it will not look like anything that I would want to live in. And I will call a property manager and I'll have them do something which ultimately costs me money and doesn't impact the house at all, except make me feel temporarily better. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
I understand.
So I can't wait to hear what happens on the Airbnbs.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Let's do this. When we move on to the final segment, what I call 4 impact, your favorite quote: commit daily with a renewed conviction to do your best work, be the best person you can be, and serve others by helping better their lives. By doing so, you'll receive the greatest fulfillment in life. Okay, you said that. What about that?
He did say that.
Yes.
Well, what was the genesis of that, and what about that? Let's start there. What was the genesis of that?
So that started with me just wanting to be a servant to others.
Yeah.
And I used to drop the kids off at school in the morning, and I always had them say before they got out of the car, God help me do the best I can do and be the best I can be and help another person today.
Yep.
Because they couldn't say that long one that you just said.
No.
But I just wanted to instill in them that you always want to strive not only just to do your best, but to help others as well. Right. Because we all need each other in this world. to help better our lives and to support one another.
Yeah. No, that's tremendous. What do you think holds most investors back from hitting their personal next level?
That's a good question.
I think it's not having specific goals set with challenges and waypoints involved in them.
Yeah. And I would say getting in their own way kind of thing. You know, you need to just get out of your own way. You may overthink it and by not having a clear plan, then that's, that compounds the issues there too. So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. Outside of real estate, what are you guys most passionate about?
I personally love to sing. I've been a singer my whole life.
Singer?
I did not know that about you. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I currently sing with the Denison University Community Choir, and I have for 20 years. I've sang at Carnegie Hall in New York City. Sang in the Army band. I was in the Army for a little while. So I love music, and that's why I started the DJ company first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, just very passionate about music.
Yeah, that's great. Annie?
I like to, I actually am in a competitive dance number with my daughters this year.
All right.
At a dance studio that I used to dance at. And then, and now they dance at, and we travel a lot. We like to travel and take the kids on vacation and just spend time as a family.
Yeah, it's great. What's your guys' favorite way to make an impact in the community?
We like to help some of the homeless people in our area.
Yeah.
And we also donate to a lot of fundraisers for people that have health challenges that might not have that covered by their insurance, because we have had that challenge when our daughter Jasmine was younger.
Yeah.
We weren't sure what was wrong with her.
Yeah.
We had to do fundraisers to go to hospitals all over the United States to get her seen at the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic, and other areas. So we're very passionate about that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. See, we launched just this past year, the Real Grit Vault. It's a collection of resources available to our listeners. I understand you guys are making a contribution. Tell us a little about that.
Yes, we have decided to contribute to your vault the vision outline that we use to do our own visions, and then that we offer to our coaching students. We have also supplied the wheel of life that we use for our coaching groups to kind of measure where you're at versus where you would like to be in 8 different areas of your life. And I believe I also sent you a checklist that kind of just helps outline the vision and how you need to write it, or how you should write it, I guess, to make it mean the most.
No, that's wonderful. Appreciate the contribution. For anybody who wants to get those, head to www.realgritvault.com. So for people, they want to find you, they want to follow you, they want to connect with you, where should they go? What should they do?
Well, we are on the World Wide Web, as well as some social media outlets. So it's Jay and Annie Adkins, spelled with a D, not a T, .com is our website. And then we are also on Facebook and Instagram that way as well.
Perfect. We'll make sure we get the links in the show notes below for everybody. Guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to connect up here. You've got a wonderful story about how you got into the business, how you worked through all the personal challenges in life that, everybody's got them. It just manifests to everybody a little differently, and how you navigated that. And then, sunk your teeth into it, found your path. And then you share that with other folks so they can plan a life by design and get really the business and the lifestyle that they so choose.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having us.
You're so welcome.
You, Neil.
You're very welcome. For everybody here at Real Grit, I'm Neil Timmons, reminding you that real estate requires real grit. I'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody. It's Jay.
This is Annie.
We are so grateful for you joining us on our podcast and listening in and participating. We want to offer you this additional free bonus, and that is joining our Facebook group.
Yes, where we will have other individuals, not just us, but having conversations on all things real estate, and we would love to have you join us. So just click the link below and head on over and join our group.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the other side.